Hey, what's going on? My name is Dana Marie, and I will be the host of a new podcast series called Still Positive, a show where I talk to people who identify as being chronically ill and or disabled. I'm a producer turned model turned stand-up comedian and internet wizard. And I was also diagnosed with stage 4 cancer at the age of 22. It was hard. But not as hard as realizing that I had to stop parts of my life because my body just wouldn't let me do anything but lay in bed. I mean, when I graduated college, all I wanted to do was just start my life. But cancer had some other plans. I did one treatment that worked, and then it didn't. So I did another one, and another one. And I had 2 procedures, and I started to realize along my cancer journey that a lot of the people I knew from treatment started to get better, which was great. I just didn't. I stayed sick, and I kept having to hit pause and just give cancer all my attention again and again. And I've come to the conclusion that being sick for 8 years qualifies as a chronic illness. And according to the Amendments Act of 2008, cancer can be considered a disability. But it's so hard for me to identify as either of those things, because I've been on a treatment now that has allowed me to go about every day just living with cancer. And sometimes I really enjoy it and I feel great and I can go about and do everything. But there's other days that's not the case. And it's come to this point where I feel like I'm in this strange, awkwardly arranged marriage that no one asked for or benefits from. And I just wanted to start hearing some other perspectives on what it's like being chronically ill and disabled. Or both. Because there's 1 billion people in this world who identify as both of those things. And I want to know how they're getting through their everyday. Because life is hard sometimes, being physically, chronically ill, psychologically disabled. But because life can be hard being physically or psychologically disabled, and many people may or may not automatically notice. But as soon as they do, you start to hear the stay positives or the I know how to cure yous. Please don't worry, none of those miracle cures will be used on this show except for pure entertainment value. And, you know, sometimes you'll listen to those words of advice from ableist people. And other times, you know, the most positive that you'll get is just acknowledging that your diagnosis is still positive. And that's perfectly okay. You know, I want this show to be for you. It's for those who look at their conditions or completely ignore them, but continue to live their lives in lockstep with them. Whether that be standing up, sitting down, lying in bed, or just rolling around on the floor, your life is still being lived. And I want to know about it. Because living with a chronic illness or a disability isn't a tragedy, nor an inspiration. It's just one of the many stories of what living on this earth is like. And it's a story that deserves to be heard, respected, and loved, just like anyone else's. So here's to being still fucking positive. Stay tuned. The first episode is coming February of 2021.